This is not a recap. This is not a review. I am roasting your favorites from Love is Blind season 10. I'm roasting them. These are my unpopular opinions.
Let me tell you this, on the road and me gal don't mix, I'm just alone. I am a wife.
Welcome back to my channel, the channel for loners, outcasts, introverts, people who have no friends. I have no friends, which is why I'm here to share my unpopular opinions with you about season 10 of Love is Blind. You know they ain't shit. Who else I'm gonna share my unpopular opinions with? Girl, I'm about to flame them. I'm about to roast them. Devon, the black man, I didn't think he was attractive. And the minute you came out of the pods and Tayler and Keya noticed that you are an unattractive black man with a terrible smile and a bad body, they would have been out of there. And I find your saliva is thick. Your saliva is very, very thick. I could tell. From behind the wall, I would have been able to tell, just listening to you speak, that your saliva is so thick. You the type of guy, it's like strings every time you talk. Devon, nobody wanted you. Tayler is better off without you. And so is Keya. And you are unable to make a decision. And I'm glad you didn't. And I'm glad they made a better decision for themselves. Shout out to the black women of this season, season 10. Devon, they paid you dust. And rightfully so. You get no bitches. You get no bitches outside of this season. Maybe that's why you struggle to make a decision between the two, because you have never had a crush. You have never had a girlfriend. It's no way. It's no way. I actually think that Devon is an incel. I don't think he works out. I don't think he was fit for the show. I don't know how he was casted. It's Alex and Ashley. Alex, you're homosexual. I know you don't have nothing good for yourself. It's obvious. You just was looking for front. Ashley was very eager to give you some of her fronts. You understand, she was just so low vibrational. Alex, you're very low vibrational. I find you hideous. I find you unattractive and unkept. I don't think you have much going for yourself. When there was the sit down with Priyanka and Ashley, and Priyanka was giving you the business, and so was Ashley, you wanted to be rude and say,
I feel like it's a 2-on-1. Why are you here? I let you know whenever I jerk off, okay?
excuse me, you'll let me know whenever you jerk off? I would have snuffed you. I would have came across that table. You could have spoke to Ashley like that, but you couldn't have speak to Priyanka like that. And it's because you ain't shit. You know who to test. You know who to test, because Priyanka was going to give you the business, and she didn't really stand for it. Once it started getting out of control, she definitely exit stage left. She was not taking that. And that's how it would be if you was with a black woman, and you know that. You know that. You would have had to have a job. It would be no backpacking across states. None of that. It's bills to pay and all that kind of thing. What do you think? Ashley was just too fucky. She just was too fucky. She was just too eager to do a thing with Alex. You're always eager to give it up to him. It only took a 10-piece from McDonald's for you to get over a fight and all this kind of stuff, and you knew he was lying to you. My unpopular opinion about Ashley is that everybody on YouTube is giving her credit for dissing him at the altar. I'm not. You gave up your front the whole season. You gave up that box the whole season, Ash. You understand me? We're not just gonna gloss past that. You couldn't go without the D. You couldn't stand 10 toes down. I have no respect for you for that. And you're coming at the end to redeem yourself. I have no respect for you. I have no respect. You already gave it up. It's too late. And I found out after the show that you're a Trump supporter. So good for you. Good for you. I don't like Alex and I don't like Ashley from this season. The next couple is Jessica and Chris. Jessica, lovely girl. I really respect her. Respect her profession, how she carried herself throughout the season. She's a very beautiful girl, one of the most beautiful girls on this season. She deserves so much better. I really wish that she matched with like Connor, somebody a little bit more sweeter. She also deserves to meet a man who's at her level financially, so she shouldn't settle. Chris popped a perk. Chris was high as hell. Chris was overly disrespectful, extremely disrespectful. Chris's only purpose in life, much less this show, is to torment women. He is just extremely narcissistic. This man just has it out for all women. Like, he just wants to make you feel degraded. He should have never been casted. But I guess that was the little variable, the little drama to the season. I didn't appreciate it. He has a short man complex, Napoleon complex. You're too high to be on the show. I don't know how you passed the drug test. You need to be in nobody's life. You do not deserve love. And why nobody checked him? Why didn't none of the men interject? I would have broke up with one of my men if I was the one to have a one-on-one with him and my man is sitting over there witnessing me being appalled, being verbally assaulted by this white man, and you're not gonna get him? Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Low-key, Chris and Alex is the reason why I can't date outside my race. And a 10-piece is gonna satisfy me, or some sweet words, or you telling me he's a rich man and you got Charles Schwartz accounts and all that. I'm not tolerating the disrespect. That's not happening. Especially from no unattractive, short, ungroomed, unkept man. It's not happening. Caucasian man. It's not happening. The fuck? The next couple is Connor and Bri. I'm not gonna lie, Love is Blind, y'all almost lost me. Bri, when you were in the pods and two men were fighting over you, low-key, Chris and Connor, and it was kind of like, which one do I go with? You got two guys fighting over you. I couldn't understand because you're not cute. To me, you're not a cute girl. Face card never ate to me. In my humble, unpopular opinion, I didn't think you was that girl to be doing all of that. You understand? And acting the way you do, the bitchy attitude that you have, and I don't think the face card matches. It wasn't given that. It wasn't given that. And I think Connor deserved better throughout the entire experiment. Connor is cute, professional, gentle, sweet, loving, caring, vulnerable. I really enjoyed watching Connor on this show. I think he really came for love. I loved his family. I think he was really sweet. And I don't think that Bri deserved. Let me tell you something about Connor. When Connor was on the train during the last date with Bri, he said one of the most sweetest things I heard this season. He said to Bri, I like you for this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And he kept going. And she was like, damn, you gonna keep going? If this train date is 6 hours long, if it takes us 6 hours till we get to the next stop, I could fill the time telling you how much I adore you. I could fill 6 hours telling you how much I adore you. Bri, you did not deserve. You did not deserve. I know earlier they were saying he's submissive, he's gentle. I like the gentle. The women need the gentleness. They need that. They need that. But Bri don't deserve it. With her bitchy attitude, Connor should be pouring that love into someone who will appreciate it. Whose cup is low-key empty. I don't know who that is. I don't know what y'all saw in Bri this season. I don't. Brittany and Devonta. Brittany, you are low vibrational, girl. You have no shame in front of millions of people. He has denied you throughout this entire experiment. He denied your kiss. He denied your affection. He denied hickeys. He denied intimate time with you. Devonta denied you in front of people, in private, on screen, off screen, in the confessionals, in your face. It didn't make no sense how little you valued yourself. You didn't say, oh, maybe my mom might see this, maybe my dad might see this. No shame at all. You didn't care who see that you're begging for love on Love is Blind. Look who you begging. Let's get into it. The sloth from Ice Age, Candy Muse, the drag queen. Who watch RuPaul's Drag Race? Candy Muse, is that you? The trans? Anytime you're talking to Devonta and you're saying, baby this, baby that, you have to look in the eye like this. Left to right, left to right. You can't look that man dead on and you're looking him in the eyes. None at all. One over so. It's just going further and further apart. The more you're trying to talk to the man, your eyes crossing. Them eyes go further and further apart every time Brittany trying to explain her feelings to Devonta. I'm trying to tell you. He real short, he real stubby. He look like a thumb. He look like he had no penis. He don't look like nothing a baddie would ever desire. Brittany, what were you thinking? And he also have a few sassy ways about his attitude. He's very dismissive, not only because he don't like you, which he made very clear, but also he's not really interested in women, I don't think. My unpopular opinion about Vic and Christine. I'm so glad they kept you off of this season. I'm glad that you got the least amount of airtime, screen time, camera time. I did not want to see Vic and Christine as a couple during Black History Month. Social media is split 50-50 right now as far as this couple. 50% is rooting for this interracial couple, and then they have 50% that's not. I'm on the side that is not. Vic, you're damn shame. As a Grenadian, as a Greens man, as a Spice Island man, you pick the whitest, blonde hair, flat bottom woman. And playing, you come out of Brooklyn. You playing like you from Brooklyn, where I'm from, New York, Brooklyn. And you playing that you couldn't find a woman in Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy, Flatbush, downtown Brooklyn, Greensboro, Queens. You couldn't find nobody in the tri-state area, a Black queen to pour into, to love with all your heart, to trust and be vulnerable with. You couldn't find a Black queen that looked like your mama, that looked like your mother, that come on the show. Your mother come on the show, your Grenadian, oil down, greens, jab mother come on the show. And you couldn't find a Black woman. How dare you say that? In New York City, where we have the biggest transit system, Black women are taking the train every day to work and from work. You couldn't find one, Vic? You couldn't find one on the train going or none on the train coming? Millions of women. Now let me shift, because he opening his horizon. So it's not only Black women, it's white women he dealing with too. You on the train, commuting to work with your Black 6'5" long dreadlocks, full hairline ass. You on the train every day, and you mean to tell me you wasn't picking up no bitches? You couldn't find nobody in New York City? My unpopular opinion is he was looking for white women here. In New York City, the white women don't even fight upon these Black men, especially when you have locks. Especially when you have locks. They don't fight upon you. They never want to sit next to you on the train. They only want your D, and that's when they're in the club. When they're on their way to work, they're not paying you no mind. Heading to work in their nice suits, to their nice CEO jobs, they're not paying attention to the average Vic. They're not. They're not. You had to run over to Ohio and pick up a white woman. That's what you had to do. I have no respect for you, Vic. You're a coon. You're a coon. You're a coon. There's also a controversial topic about race, because they were not shown, are saying that the producers of Love is Blind have been racist towards Vic by not showing him more, showing the development of their relationship on screen, not showing the healthy dynamic between the two. No, it's not racist for them to keep this interracial couple off the screen, because quite frankly, a lot of the Black viewers didn't want to see it. We didn't want to see it. And then if it was an all Black couple and you wanted to make that argument, I could see a little bit. Black men dating on Love is Blind, they never want to highlight that it's a healthy dynamic in the relationship that they're in. You remember Edmund from last season? Playing the ass the whole season? That's what they would rather show. That dysfunctional dynamic. But this healthy dynamic, they didn't really want to show it. And that's the only argument that I will hear as far as Vic. Everything else, I didn't want to see it anyway. I'm not rooting for Vic and Christine. Christine, let me get on your ass. Your manly ass. Christine, you look like the double team twin from Disney Channel back in the day, with your hard structured nose and your very hardened features. I don't find you attractive. You have no bottom. You don't know nothing about oil down and provision and dumpling and breadfruit. You don't know nothing about saltfish and blackfish and snapper. You don't know nothing about that, Christine. You know nothing about jab and the history of Grenada and nutmeg and porridge. You have no idea about a saltfish and bakes. You have no idea. You only take in the D, and I actually don't appreciate that. And he's willing to give you the resources, and it'll just go right back to white people. All that where your Greens grandmother built, where your Greens mother come and inherit. Look what you're about to do. You chose a white woman, Vic. You chose a white woman who don't even understand your culture, love your culture. You have to teach you how to raise your Black sons, your Black children, do their Black hair. A shame, a shame, a shame. I'm not rooting for you. I'm not rooting for you. Mike and Emma. Emma, I knew you wasn't making it down the aisle, girl. Emma has those scars on her arm, okay? It was not a focal point during this season. And my unpopular opinion is that Mike did not want a woman with those scars, did not want children with that health condition. He wanted healthy babies with a fully normal skin, blemish-free woman. That is what he signed up for. Love is not blind to Mike. Love is not blind to Mike. Throughout this season, I noticed that Mike never touched them scars. He would wrap his arms around her, but not tightly. It was never a cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. Wrap my arms around you, baby. Hold you, squeeze you tight kind of loving. It was never that. They never really showed that kind of affection. They always were a distance apart. And I think the scars have to do with it. Throughout the season, I expected to see Mike touch the scars, kiss the scars. It wasn't enough to just say, these scars don't bother me. When he saw it, it just was one thing. He's like, oh, I'm unfazed by it. It just was mentioned. But I know it was something that replayed in his mind about what she looked like. The producer should have asked him in confessionals, what do you think about her physical appearance? Does the arm bother you during sex? Does it bother you when you're holding her, when you're looking at her? Does it make you feel any differently? They didn't touch on it, and I think because it was an issue for Mike. It was an issue for Mike. Mike looked better than Alex, you know. The homosexual. Mike looked way better than Alex. Mike is more attractive to me than Alex. Mike cares about his physical appearance. Mike cares about Emma's physical appearance. Do you see the maths? 2 + 2.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
So here's my unpopular opinion. Mike used the kids as an escape, but the whole time, it was about the scars. The scars, the scars. He cares about his appearance, her appearance, his kids' appearance. And nobody on YouTube, nobody in the commentary is talking about that. But that's my unpopular opinion. The health concerns that Emma had that she didn't want to pass along to her kids, that is something that also worried Mike. And he didn't want to bring it up because he was with Emma. Mike was never going to be with Emma long term. Unpopular opinion. He wasn't caressing it. He wasn't kissing it. He wasn't saying, this don't bother me at all. And kissing right up the sleeve. No. Nobody clocked it. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm talking real shit. Real shit. Hey, the last couple, y'all. Amber and Jordan. Jordan is so much like Connor. I think he's such a teddy bear, very genuine, very gentle, very loving, very caring, compassionate, vulnerable throughout the season. I really loved seeing how he treated Amber. I mean, he really nurtured her throughout the season. I loved it and adored her. I love how he showed affection, rubbing her back. Like, you could always see him rubbing her lower small of her back. That was so sweet. I really enjoyed it. Like, the dynamic between the two is like fiery and cool. And I like to see that too in a couple. Somebody who's super passionate, more outspoken, and the other one is like, babe, pick your fights, pick your battles, let it go. Don't worry about it. Let me soothe you. Let me ease you. Let me calm you down. I like that. Unfortunately, the unpopular opinion to me is that it's not going to last. It's not going to last because, another unpopular opinion, I think that Amber is way too old, hardened, bitter. You know, like as a single mother who has been effed over by men, I think that she is going to hold it against Jordan. I think it's her natural defense mechanism that she built it up over time, actually. It's a part of her. And at her age, it's ingrained in her to defend herself, defend her ego. And I just don't think that Jordan deserves somebody who's going to be so irate, so aggressive over the littlest things. Their first fight was a huge blowout. It wasn't necessary to like ice him out for all of those days. And she takes little things that she overhears to heart and she overthinks it and she doesn't let him in until days later. That's not healthy. At her age, it will be difficult to curb her out of that way of thinking. And so that's why I think that age and her experience through life, her being a single mom, I think she's too bitter. It is a defense mechanism that she's built over time. It's an armor. I don't want him to get beat up and feel iced out and be unable to talk to anybody but a dog. Like, nobody understands him. I would hate for him to be in a relationship like that. Season 10, Love is Blind. I just roasted all of your favorites from this season. I can't wait for the reunion this week because I'm going to gag, honey. I'm going to gag, honey. Devonta, I hope they drag your ass. Brittany, I hope they drag your ass. Ashley, I hope they drag your ass. All of y'all is Trump supporters. All of y'all are colorists. Y'all don't want to be black. All of this ambiguousness. You don't want to speak like a black person. You don't want to talk like a black person. You don't want to look like a black person. You know what I'm saying? Please, I hope they drag your ass for filth like they have been. And like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. This is the channel for loners, outcasts, introverts, black sheep, people who have no friends. I had nobody to discuss this season of Love is Blind with. And I'm so glad that I was able to share my unpopular opinions with you. And I'll catch you in my next one.
Let me tell you this, on the road and me gal don't mix, I'm just all